Good day, and thank you for joining me on San Juan Radio today. Welcome to another educational feature as we discuss a subject that affects millions of people around the world and touches the very foundation of family life: marriage counseling. Marriage is often described as one of life's most rewarding journeys. It is a partnership built on love, trust, respect, shared goals, and mutual support. However, marriage is also one of life's greatest challenges. Two individuals from different backgrounds, experiences, personalities, and perspectives coming together to build a life as one. Along the way, disagreements arise, misunderstandings occur, stress enters the relationship, communication can break down, expectations may not always be met. When these challenges become overwhelming, many couples find themselves struggling to reconnect. This is where marriage counseling can play an important role. Today, we will explore what marriage counseling is, why couples seek it, common challenges faced by married couples, and practical strategies that can definitely help strengthen those relationships. I am your host, Nasif Mohammed, and I am here today to talk about marriage counseling. I just want to say before we start, you know, I have been fortunate enough to have been trained and went on to further those studies in psychology, criminology, sociology, and forensic psychiatry. And for almost 30 years, I have been practicing counseling and counseling in marriages, in health, in dealing with even postpartum depression as well, and I have dealt with numerous amount of marriage cases as well. And, thankfully, my success rate, has been 100%. I have to say, you know, I thank God for granting me the opportunity, the knowledge, the skill, the ability to be able to have this success rate. So all praise is due to God. I thank God sincerely for, you know, making me that medium that persons can get this type of relief from, you know. So what is marriage counseling? Marriage counseling is a form of a professional guidance designed to help couples improve their relationship. It provides a safe and structured environment where both partners can discuss concerns, express feelings, and work towards solutions. A marriage counselor does not decide who is right or wrong. Instead, the counselor helps couples understand each other better and develop healthier ways of communicating and resolving conflicts. The goal is not to win an argument, the goal is to strengthen the relationship. Marriage counseling can help couples facing serious difficulties, but it can also benefit couples who simply want to improve an already healthy relationship. Just as couples visit doctors for regular health checkups, some couples seek counseling to maintain the health of their marriage. So, why do couples seek counseling? Let's look at that. Many couples seek counseling because they feel stuck. They may find themselves having the same arguments repeatedly. Communication may have become strained. Trust may have been damaged. Financial pressures may be creating tensions as well. Parenting responsibilities may be causing stress. Some couples seek counseling after a major life event, such as birth of a child, job loss, illness, relocation, or the death of a loved one. Others seek help because they feel emotionally disconnected. Even though they live together, they may feel distant from one another. In many cases, couples wait too long before seeking help. Problems that might have been resolved early become larger and more complicated over time. One of the key messages from relationship experts is that seeking help is not a sign of failure. It is often a sign that the couple values the relationship enough to invest in improving it. And this is something that is very, very important. It is not that something is a failure. Your marriage is not a failure. Your relationship is not a failure. It is one person understanding or having valuing the relationship enough to invest in improving it, to invest their time, their effort, their energy into saying, listen, I think I love you, and I think that I know that you love me. You're saying it, and I think that we should work on it and getting it better, in improving it, because we both love each other and we are stuck and we don't know how to move forward. So you know what, let's seek some assistance, let's seek some counseling, let's get some help so that we can continue to love each other and we can continue to share our lives together. But some people aren't able to communicate like that. Hence, the importance of communication. Communication is often described as the lifeblood of a marriage. Without effective communication, misunderstandings multiply, resentment grows, assumption replaces facts. Many relationship problems are not caused by a lack of love. They are caused by a lack of understanding. Healthy communication improves this understanding. Healthy communication involves more than just talking, it involves listening as well. Listening means paying attention not only to words but also to emotions. When a spouse speaks, they want you to feel, they want you to feel what they are feeling. They want to feel heard, understood, and respected. One of the most common mistakes couples make is listening only to respond rather than listening to understand. Marriage counselors often teach couples to slow down conversations and focus on understanding each other's perspective before offering solutions. And that is something that I have personally I have observed in my many cases that I have worked on. You know, we have persons that they're talking to each other, but they insist that what I am saying here is right, and the other person is insisting that what they are saying is right. And both parties are not listening to each other to the point where they are trying to understand that person's perspective, right? And that in itself causes a great amount of misunderstanding and conflict. And as we mentioned, understanding conflict. Conflict is a normal part of marriage. No two people agree on everything. Differences in opinion, personality, and preference are natural. The presence of conflict does not mean a marriage is failing. What matters is how conflict is managed. Healthy couples learn to disagree respectfully. They focus on the issue rather than attacking each other personally. Instead of saying, "You never care about me," a healthy approach might be, "I feel hurt when I don't feel included in decision." You know? So you use your words differently, choose those words differently, you know, use love and kindness when you speak to one another. If it is that someone is doing something and or they're saying something that is hurtful or that you disagree with, say, I understand what you're saying, but here's my take on it. What about if it is that it was done this way, so, and and then you ask the question, you ask their opinion. Don't say, what about if it's done this way? It would be better. No, you don't end like that. What do you think? Do you think that we might get a different result? What do you think? You include them in making that decision. So they offered a solution. You are seeing something different and you have a different perspective. So here you are stating your perspective, but then at the end of that perspective, you're now offering it to them. So what do you think? Do you believe that if we adopt this method, it might work? What do you think? Right? We can do this, we can do that, we can do the other, and you talk, you offer your perspective to them to get a feedback on them. You don't just blurt out your perspective and then say, okay, well, that is how it should be. No, your tone and everything must be taken into consideration when you're speaking. This shifts the conversation from blame to understanding. Marriage counseling often teaches couples how to express concerns without criticism, contempt, defensiveness, or hostility. Right? Now, often, often you know, more than we really care to even discuss, financial stress and marriage. We know how, especially in these times that we are living in, we are seeing that financial stress is causing a lot of, breakups, divorces, and all these different things in today's society. Money, money is one of the most common sources of marital conflicts. However, you know, we we have different spending habits, debt, budgeting disagreements, and financial insecurity can place tremendous pressure on relationships. One spouse may prefer saving, the other may enjoy spending. One may be comfortable taking financial risk, the other may be cautious. Marriage counselors encourage couples to discuss finances openly and honestly. Successful couples often create shared financial goals and work together toward achieving those goals. Financial transparency helps build trust and reduces misunderstandings. And this is a fact. I remember, you know, I was working at a particular, organization, and I had stuff that I wanted to do. I had things that I wanted to do because I was involved in car shows and all these things. So I had speakers and amps and all these things I wanted to buy and all kind of thing. But you know what? When I got my pay, I used to hand the wife the bank card and show the money. You spend it as you see fit. You buy food, you buy this, and not $1 went bad. It was ever spent in any bad way. You know, I believe if I had done it, I might have taken it and used it to, to spend it behind my hobbies. You know, but we thank God for everything. We thank God for what He has given to us. Those beautiful spouses that we have. And again, understanding goes a long way. Being open about our finances does help build that trust and reduce those misunderstandings, right? So let's go to that point as well. We're going to talk about trust and honesty. Trust is one of the cornerstones of a marriage. It takes years to build, and can be damaged very quickly. Trust involves honesty, reliability, consistency, and integrity. When trust is broken, rebuilding it requires patience and commitment. Counselors often emphasize that trust is restored through actions, not merely words. Promises must be supported by consistent behavior over time. Rebuilding trust can be difficult. It can be, but many couples successfully do so when both partners are committed to the process. And I repeat that, when both partners are committed to the process. It can't be one sided. Both partners have to be committed to this process. Right? Now we have been talking about the husband and the wife. What about the children? The impact of children on marriage. What is going to happen? Children bring tremendous joy into families. We know that. They also introduce new responsibilities and pressures as well. Sleep deprivation, financial demands, school activities, and parenting decisions can create stress. Sometimes couples become so focused on being parents that they neglect their relationship as husband and wife. And we see that happening on a daily basis. We see things like that happening. You have children and then you forget about each other. You don't spend time with each other. You don't go out anymore. You don't care for each other. You don't surprise each other as you used to surprise each other with small little gifts, small little this, small little gestures, all these things. You cook dinner for them one time. You don't have to go out and spend money. Cook a nice meal, sit down, have a meal together as husband and wife. All these things. Sometimes your relationship as husband and wife becomes strained. Marriage counselors often encourage couples to continue nurturing their relationship even while raising children. A strong marriage provides a stable foundation for the entire family. Children benefit when they see healthy communication, cooperation, and respect between their parents. And what you are doing is grooming your children and teaching them about family values, morals, and you are instilling these things, these valuable things, into them as well, so that when they become parents, they will understand and they will know how to work towards having a successful marriage as well. Just as their parents work towards having a successful marriage, they will also learn from what their parents are doing as well. All right. Now, that being said, we look at emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy refers to the closeness that develops when people feel safe sharing thoughts, fears, dreams, and feelings. Many couples mistakenly assume emotional intimacy develops automatically. No, it doesn't. Right? In reality, it requires effort. And effort meaning that you, both parties, yes, you, male and female, have to make the effort for that emotional intimacy to grow and to mature and to develop. You have to make that concerted effort. So these things happen. You have, and it can happen very easily. It can happen very easily, but effort must be made in order for it to happen. Right? Spending quality time together, sharing experiences, showing simple as showing appreciation for something, you know, and expressing affection, helping strengthen emotional bonds as well. Right? It helps to strengthen emotional bonds. You know, you do something, you come home and you decide to cook. Hey, babe, thank you so much for cooking today. You know, or you have to do it because you see husband. He sees something and without you asking or anything like that, he says, hey, listen, she had a long day today. She busy. I see she doing something there. Children giving trouble. Let me go and prepare dinner one time. So she got her list to do. And you decide to go and prepare dinner and do what you have to do. You know? So you're doing that. You're doing it without looking for reward. But on that other aspect, on the other side to it, the flip side to it, she should also recognize that, hey, listen, he took the initiative to do this. Let me just let him know that I appreciate and show him that I appreciate what he's doing. And it means that he's paying attention to me. He's looking out for me. He cares about me. He sees what I'm going through. He sees what is happening in the home. So he's here. He's present. His mind is not far. It's not straying. It's not wandering. He's here with me. And these are some of the things that we can do to help strengthen that bond, and to show appreciation as well. Marriage counseling often focuses on helping couples connect emotionally after periods of distance or conflict. And we see that happening because persons would come to us, only when it reaches the point where it's about to break down. And, break down to the point where, God forbid it ends up in a divorce or something that way. It's that at that point, bringing onto that point, now there's a rule of forgiveness. What is the rule of forgiveness? Every marriage experiences disappointments. Mistakes happen. We are all humans. Mistakes happen. Feelings get hurt. Forgiveness doesn't mean pretending the hurt never occurred. It means choosing not to allow past mistakes to permanently define the future of the relationship. Forgiveness can be difficult. It often takes time. However, holding on to resentment can create barriers that prevent healing. Many successful marriages are built upon a willingness to forgive and move forward. And it draws me to this point. We look at God. We commit countless sins, every single one. This is a fact now. I don't care who disagree with me. But I am telling you, every single one of us on the face of this planet commits sins, countless sins. Sins we know about, sins we don't even know about. We commit sins. And God is most forgiving, most merciful. God gave us life. He gave us this life, this body. He gave us free of charge. He gave us air to breathe in. And the thing is that we as humans are so ungrateful to God. We are ungrateful to God because we deliberately do not pray. We deliberately do not thank Him. We deliberately do not do the things that He has commanded us to do. But yet still He forgives us. And when we are in our distress and we are in our backed up in our corner, we turn to God and we say, God, help me to get out of this. Help me, oh my Lord God, Father, help me because I am going through this and I'm going through that and I have to do this and I have to do that and this is going to happen to me and I need to safeguard myself. God, help me with this health problem. God, help me with that. Help you with all kind of thing. You want God to help you with everything and fix all your problems now, to cure you, to do everything, when you weren't being faithful to Him, when you were not being obedient to Him. And we are asking God to do all these things for us. Similarly, in a marriage, we can't expect to be in a marriage, experience disappointment and hurt and all these things, and not be willing to forgive. If God could forgive us of our sins, somebody who gives to us more than any husband or wife could give to you, right? And I want you all to listen to this. We have a being which is God, that supreme being God, who forgives us for the worst of sins that we could ever commit. And He forgives us. Who are we not to forgive our fellow man? And man mean using in its general term being mankind. Who are we not to forgive someone else for our mistake that they made, for something they said, something they did, for some misunderstanding or anything like that, for some harsh words or anything like that? Who are we not to forgive those persons? This is what I want you to understand. And I want to bring this to your attention. God consciousness is very important in a marriage as well. Building your marriage around your faith, around God, goes a long way when it comes to dealing with these various issues, when it comes to forgiveness, when it comes to understanding, when it comes to all these things, right? Understanding what God is doing to us. He forgives us. He gave us more than what your husband or your wife could give to you. Yet still, we betray God. We are ungrateful to Him. We don't worship Him. We don't obey His laws and His rules and His regulations. Right? Some people even goes fast cursing God and then come back now and say, God, I'm sorry. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I need help. I need this. I need that. I want, all these things. And God forgives us. He forgives us. But who are we not to forgive our fellow man? And like I said, you are asking a supreme being to forgive you for something that you, if you look at it from a humanistic perspective, that you aren't probably even worthy of being forgiven, because you were so, unfaithful to God. You were so disruptive by your faith is concerned, your belief, your trust and faith in God, your obedience to God is concerned. Some people might look at it and say, boy, God, you deserve to be forgiven by God, boy. Look at the kind of things that you do. But you know what? God doesn't listen to human. He is most forgiving and most merciful. So we must inculcate this in our lives and try to adopt that level of forgiveness when it comes to our family, when it comes to our marriage, our husbands and wives, and any disagreements and issues that will pop up from time to time, right? So we must try to encourage that level of awareness, that God consciousness in our families, right? Forgiveness, as I said, does not mean pretending the hurt never occurred. It means choosing not to allow past mistakes to permanently define the future of the relationship. Now, let us talk about managing expectations. But before we do that, I would just like at this time to take a short break, pay some bills, and be right back. Okay, so you have been listening to San Juan Radio. Do stay tuned and we will continue with marriage counseling when we get back.